Next on the news, the Catholic Church will soon have its first millennial saint. Pope Francis has recognized a miracle attributed to Blessed Carlo Acutis, clearing his path to canonization. Someone close to Carlo has a special connection to a Diocese of Brooklyn student. We'll explain. Got any travel plans this Memorial Day weekend? How about going on a pilgrimage for Christ? You won't have to leave the city to do it. Plus, get ready to work out your body and your soul. The unique movement turning the gym into a sacred experience. I'm Christine Persichetti. Current News starts right now. Shot to being a saint. Pope Francis has recognized a miracle attributed to the intercession of Blessed Carlo Acutis, clearing the final hurdle for the Italian teen to become the first millennial saint. That miracle happened in Florence in 2022 when a 21-year-old girl was seriously injured in a bicycle accident. Her mother prayed at Carlo's tomb for healing, and that same day, she made a miraculous recovery. The Vatican's confirmation of this intercession is welcome in the Diocese of Brooklyn. Blessed Carlo Acutis is beloved by the people in the pews and the young students learning about him in classrooms across Brooklyn and Queens. But one student has a personal connection to the soon-to-be saint, thanks to someone who actually knew him. Current News' Katie Vasquez has that story.
And remember, the Eucharist is the highway to heaven.
Khloe Chavez says she can watch this video over and over again. It's not from TikTok or Instagram. It was personally sent to her from the mother of what could be the first millennial saint, Blessed Carlo Acutis.
I was kind of surprised.
Khloe first learned about Blessed Carlo at her school, Our Lady of Sorrows Catholic Academy, a relic of the Italian boy who died at 15 from leukemia, stopped at the Corona Queens school. When she touched the few pieces of his hair, he touched her heart.
I admire him because he's young like me, I can relate to him.
She started learning about the teen, how he brought people around the world closer to Christ by creating a website of all the Eucharistic miracles.
For me, it was a blessing because the school exposed them to this young boy that was always with a book bag, talking about Christ, wearing Nikes, the same clothes that we wear.
Khloe's family is part of the Neo-Catechumenal Way, a spiritual movement designed to deepen the faith of its members through ongoing formation. When a fellow Neo-Cat spotted Carlo's mother, Antonia Salzano, at a conference in Manhattan, she told her about Khloe, and Antonia sent her a special message.
Khloe, I wanted to say hello to you. I know you love Carlo very much, and Carlo loves you very much.
A soon-to-be saint, mother, send me a video. That's crazy to me.
And even crazier, Antonia gave her a tiny piece of the future saint.
So this relic is a piece of his sweater.
Word soon spread around school about the video.
They were, let me tell you, when I showed them this video, they couldn't, their mouth went, their jaw dropped.
But Khloe isn't looking to impress. She's trying to spread awareness.
He needs one more miracle, and he could be a saint like that. Just touches me a lot.
A campaign Our Lady of Sorrows pastor Father Manuel Rodriguez can get behind. He's trying to get a statue of the future saint at the school and to get Antonia there to visit so Khloe can thank her in person. Katie Vasquez, Currents News.
Since he was declared venerable, Blessed Carlo has traveled all over Brooklyn and Queens. Relics of the soon-to-be millennial saint have been venerated in pews and classrooms around the diocese. These first-class relics included a piece of the teen's pericardium, the membrane that surrounded and protected his heart, and several strands of his hair. For those who missed his relics, there are two statues of Carlo you can visit. The first was unveiled in 2022 at the Diocese of Brooklyn's annual Italian Apostolate celebration. The tribute to Carlo was permanently installed in a shrine at Our Lady of Mount Carmel Church in Williamsburg. The other statue is at St. Joseph's Church in Astoria, part of 3 shrines dedicated last year to saints who were touched by cancer. Carlo died from leukemia at age 15. Just like the Blessed Carlo, the U.S. is showing their devotion to the body of Christ. The National Eucharistic Pilgrimage is underway, and the Pilgrims are headed to the Diocese of Brooklyn, making their way into the city on Memorial Day weekend. Here's how you can join the journey. The easiest spot to meet up with the Pilgrims in Manhattan is at St. Patrick's Cathedral. They'll be at the landmark cathedral at 10 a.m. on Sunday, May 26th. From there, they'll eventually make their way to the Brooklyn Bridge, where the journey will be passed off into the Diocese of Brooklyn. The procession will head to the Co-Cathedral of St. Joseph for adoration and exposition of the Blessed Sacrament before another full day of stops throughout the diocese. From Brooklyn, the pilgrimage will travel through New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Maryland, and Ohio, and eventually end up in Indianapolis for the National Congress. Remember, this is just one of 4 routes traveling across the country to the Congress. Altogether, the pilgrims will be traveling 6,500 miles and passing through 65 dioceses. Leading the way for the Brooklyn portion of this pilgrimage will be Bishop Robert Brennan, who ahead of the Memorial Day journey said the diocese was excited about the opportunity to spread the word about the body of Christ.
We're looking forward to having the pilgrimage pass through Brooklyn on its way from New Haven to Indianapolis. This is going to be an exciting couple of days for us.
To learn more about all things related to the National Eucharistic Pilgrimage and Congress, just go to eucharisticrevival.org. And remember, the tablet will have comprehensive coverage at thetablet.org. You don't want to miss anything. It's the first National Eucharistic Congress in nearly 90 years. Finally tonight, there never seems to be enough time in the day, right? Well, what if you could pray while you work out? That's the mission of SoulCore, a way to unite the physical and spiritual in a divine experience. And my colleagues and I got to check it out.
Some tools are the same, others are different.
So we're going to put that there.
It looks like yoga, but it isn't. Instead of mantras, participants recite the rosary.
I believe in the Holy Spirit, the Holy Catholic Church.
It's called SoulCore.
SoulCore is a movement that engages the whole person in the sacred experience of the rosary, and that pairs the prayers of the rosary with functional movement, stretching, and strengthening.
This Catholic fitness apostolate is all about uniting the mind, body, and soul, combining poses with prayer.
And blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus.
Colleen Scariano created this movement mission after suffering a tragic loss. Her mom, dad, and brother all died in a span of 3 months. She turned to the Blessed Mother.
The rosary began to be an instrument of healing through my grief. And as a busy mom, I started pairing the rosary with running, just more out of like getting 2 for 1 at the same time. And those times of the movement paired with the rosary became the most beautiful and healing time of prayer for me.
Now, through SoulCore, she's sharing her peace, leading others in praying the rosary to strengthen their souls while working out to strengthen their cores, making our prayer more powerful.
We are created body and soul, and even the Catechism of the Catholic Church teaches us that in order to give the highest form of prayer possible to the Lord, that we need to engage both body and soul. We need to engage the full person.
So fun. Each class is about 45 minutes to an hour, giving participants more than enough time to recite the rosary. And anyone of any age or fitness level can participate. So to find out more about this ministry and a special Movement for Mary challenge it's hosting this month, we're joined by co-founder of SoulCore, Colleen Scariano. Colleen, thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
So people watching that might say, oh, that's just praying while doing yoga. So tell me, aside from the prayers, what makes a SoulCore class different than yoga?
Well, we love that question because it gives us the opportunity to share what SoulCore is and how it's unique and different. SoulCore is, we don't include any Sanskrit or any yoga poses, so that's one difference. But also it's based on reflection on the life of Christ. So, and it's not about emptying the mind, it's about filling the mind with the virtues and the witness of the life of Christ and the Blessed Mother through the rosary. Also, SoulCore is really, based in the rosary, as we say, and pairing those prayers. So it's really about that reflection time. And so there's so many differences, and so it's great to be able to give the opportunity to share why.
So during our class, I noticed we didn't actually recite the rosary out loud. We didn't say the prayers. Why is that?
We, as a participant, you get to remain silent the whole time, and that's really an opportunity for the participant to have these periods of silence throughout the prayer as well. And also, we've found that connecting, if people do know the prayers, they're able to pray the second half silently to themselves, and it helps us connect mentally to think more about what we're praying versus just saying prayers without giving much thought to what we're saying.
So I had a lot of fun taking your class. And at the end of the class, you had mentioned that how the movements of SoulCore are nothing new for Catholics because we do a lot of moving during Mass. Talk about that.
That's right. So we always say that SoulCore engages the whole person in the sacred experience of the Rosary, and we really feel like we're copycats of the liturgy and Mass, how we do that. You know, there's different movements during Mass. We come and we genuflect, we make the sign of the cross. These are all things that help to engage the body with the interior disposition of the soul in prayer. And so we do the same, we use the same philosophy in SoulCore to do that, to engage body, mind, and soul in the prayer.
Okay, so even though we're nearing the end of May, I know people can still join your Movement for Mary Challenge, right?
Yes, we do the Movement for Mary Challenge each May, and it's a way we ask people to commit to praying a decade of the Rosary minimum and doing 30 minutes of movement and offering that movement to the Blessed Mother in honor of her and for any intentions that we want to ask for her prayers for. And so it's really an amazing challenge. We have such a great participation in it, and we do it every May, so it's something people can still join this month or also look forward to joining next year as well.
Wonderful. Co-founder of SoulCore, Colleen Scariano. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you so much. It's a joy to be here.
So to find a SoulCore class near you or to join the Movement for Mary Challenge, just go to soulcore.com. That is this Currents News Update. I'm Christine Persichetti. Thank you for joining us because we are putting your faith in the news. Hope to see you again next time.